Hey, shalom, family. At this time, may the peace of Yah be with each and every one of you, brothers and sisters. I'm gonna pick up where I left off at, brothers and sisters. At this time, we're talking about Dr. Martin Luther King, what took place in the past, and how he tried to bring forth integration among our people with the European people who enslaved us in America. Yes, today known as the United States of America. So right here, we're looking at this picture on Facebook. Say diversity equals white genocide, brothers and sisters. Basically, they're telling you integration, brother, equals white genocide. Brothers and sisters, they was against it then, and they against it now. 46 years later, brothers and sisters. So this is what we're looking at, and we're gonna go and look at how this how the marches are formulated and how they got the mass numbers. It's very important that we look at these things. There's nothing magical about these things, which is magical is nothing anyway. So we're going to look at this. It's a photo right here of Martin Luther King and some other figures right beside him, all part of the same organization. So say early in 1957, 60 black leaders founded the Southern Christian Leadership Conference and elected Martin Luther King Jr. president. And he was now a national figure, and in May with A. Phillips, Randolph, and Roy Wilkins, he organized the prayer pilgrimage in Washington, D.C., the biggest civil rights demonstration that had been made by Negroes. You get that? That's how they identified us at that time. Negro, colored. So we're looking at this, brother and sister, and we're seeing how something hit by reading that information. How, brothers and sisters, people get organized and how they get mobilized into mass numbers. Same thing that took place at the Million Man March, what they called it, the Rainbow Coalition of known leaders that got followers. So the leaders make connection with the followers to tell them this is where we're going to be at this location at this certain time, meet us there. And that's how they mobilize, brothers and sisters. The same old concept of the Million Man March. So keep that in mind, brothers and sisters. It's very important. I'm going to go back and pick up where I left off in part 1. It's very important. I left off right here showing you this sister with the police officer knee in her neck. 3 officers took to restrain one woman. European officers, brothers and sisters. And see, what we're looking at here, we got a picture of Martin Luther King pointing his finger right here at somebody. A brother on the side, a European on the back side, and a European cameraman right there to his right side. So this is what we have, brothers and sisters. We have 3 sisters right here. Let me pull back. We got the water hose right here. Only 3 sisters, brother, holding hand to hand. But I want to bring to your attention Dr. Martin Luther King right there on that photo, the picture. He was for integrating what they call the so-called Negroes of that time. Identity with the Europeans right here. See, why the thing was a big failure and this took place right here, part of it is the curse, and part of people bringing it on themselves out of lack of knowledge. RBR is against us integrating with the European people. That's a fact, brothers. We were born here and were allowed to bring here for punishment. and to be captive for a certain period of time until Abiyah put his ruach, which is the spirit of knowledge, back into us and for us to return home. Not to be integrated and to learn to love the place of captivity like so many do today, or being falsely integrated. But it never works. More of our people die and incarcerated now than ever since that 60s time period. So keep that in mind. Right here, during that time, we have a water faucet. It's a white right here. And then we got at the bottom here, colored. You get that, brothers and sisters, of the photo. White here and at the bottom. In order. Just like I always said, we would be, everywhere we go, we'll be the tail and not the head. See? So, Abiyah would have never allowed this to take place. Even the picture I just showed you, 46 years later, the hatred for our people still go. Let me get that picture. Give me a moment. Right here. Still goes on to the day, and European is more feared than ever. Right here. Look at that. Diversity equals white genocide. See, they're at fear. And when an enemy is at fear, only thing they know is to attack, kill, by all means necessary. That's why they had the woman, Margaret Thatcher, come up with Planned Parenthood and to exterminate the so-called Negro children who are Hebrew people. They call Hebrew people. The Father chose the people destined for punishment, for captivity, for a period of time. Until Ezekiel the prophet, chapter 37, showed Abiyah was going to raise us up from the grave of exile, from captivity, and return us back home. See, right here, this is what we had. See this march in L.A. So we're going to go through this picture book I found at my aunt's house early, cleaning up. And so we got some information. It say after Birmingham King toured the country, speaking in Los Angeles, Chicago, and in Detroit, where he led 120,000 people in a freedom walk. See, this is for freedom. Remember, I just said we are in captivity. See, none of this going to work, brothers and sisters. None of it to this day. Right here, they got them joined hand in hand. Martin Luther King. We got look like European figure dead. European figures dead. Remember, he was a Christian. Southern Negro Christians. So right here, we got him raising his hand here. We got in Albany, Georgia. Albany, Georgia, doing his 1961-1962 anti-segregation, against segregation campaign. King was jailed 4 times. Demonstrators held prayer vigils, one which had led to his arrest. See right here? They got the prayer vigils going on right here. Let me pull it back so you can see a multitude of people praying. The officers, European officers standing over top of them right here watching. And brother and sister. So all of these things was coming upon him and the people here. And so right here, Martin Luther King was arrested many times, jailed many times, and in many places. Sometimes he went in police cars, sometimes handcuffs in the streets, sometimes with brutality. Once in Montgomery, the police commissioner paid his fine, overruling his objections to deprive him of the notoriety of jail. Right here, they got him right here in a European uniform. I mean a suit with a tie. Some European officers, FBI agent, CIA, whoever, cigars in their mouths, smoking all in his face. Two of them right there. They got him right here on the car, cuffed. See, this is all what they do to our people, brother and sisters. Handcuffs right here. See, this is the nonsense. See, that right there is not part of the curse. That's out of ignorance. But ignorance also, brothers and sisters, is a curse, which is an act of disobedience. Not knowing and having a lack of knowledge of the Creator, that we should not integrate with our enemies, brothers and sisters. Simple as that. And so right here we have 250,000 people marched in Washington, D.C. on August 28, 1963. Coming by plane, bus, train, on foot, and from every walk of life. You get that? It was the biggest peaceful demonstration for civil rights in history. See, this all was for civil rights with their enemy, brothers and sisters. Right here. All for the piece of the pie. Right here. Marching, singing, a lot of things going on. So right here, let me keep going over. Right here, a part of them I say, this nation can properly be proud of the demonstration that has occurred today. John F. Kennedy, there you go right there. Along right there in the center. King right there, marching. So right here say we have a dream. Remember what the Father said about dreams. But he told us to follow his words, brothers and sisters. Not dreams. He said, let those have dreams, say they dreams, but you keep my word. So, right here, I see something here. Let me just read this a little bit. I have a dream. 50 years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand, signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This monumentous decree came as great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who have been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to the end of long nights of captivity. But 100 years later, we must face the tragic fact that the Negro is still not free. See, 100 years later, the life of Negroes is still sadly crippled. Now we're talking about 156 years later by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negroes lives on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of vast ocean of material prosperity. 100 years later, the Negroes is still languished in the corners of American society and finds himself an exile in his own land. You see what they got right there? Found himself exiled in his own land. This was never our land, brothers and sisters. I know people going to jump on that, but we're not exiled in our own land. You might talk about some natives being here before the Hebrew people came here, but not us. Let me read a little bit more. It said, there will be neither rest nor tranquility in America until the Negroes is granted his citizenship rights. The whirlwinds of revolts will continue to shake the foundation of our nation until the bright day of justice emerge. You see that, brothers and sisters? I can read on and on and on. Let me read it a little bit more. I say to you today, my friends, that in spite of the difficulties and frustrations of the moment, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. You see that, brothers and sisters? Talking about free and equality for all brothers and sisters. Let me just read a little bit more. It said, I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. And I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. And I have a dream that one day even the state of Mississippi, a deserted state sweltering with the heat of injustice and oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that which is, when he's referring to a dream, also, other words, a dream is a hope, that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin. I know many people could be laughing at this time, but by the content of their character. And I have a dream that today, I have a dream that one day the state of Alabama, whose governor's lips are presently dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, will be transformed into a situation where little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls and walk together as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, and every hill, mountain shall be made low, and rough places will. So let me end that right there, brothers and sisters. You see, his dream never came true, brothers and sisters. To this day, we still have no justice. A lot of people think about Trayvon Martin right there. I could go on and on with this. I don't want to go on and read that whole speech, brothers and sisters, because, you know, none of these things came true 46 years later, brothers and sisters, and will never come true. We will never join hand in hand with them in equality and peace. Never, brothers and sisters. All y'all call them our enemies. If all y'all call somebody your enemy, how can they be your friend? Impossible. This is what we have right here. We got this picture of this Pope. Another one of his priest cardinals behind him. Martin Luther King did, and some other character with him. So right here we had a Pope Paul VI said that he was a friend of the Negro, further from the true people. In Berlin, King visit Mayor Willie Brandt and preached on both sides of the wall. Brothers and sisters, he right here, like some barbed wires at the prison with some European guy right there, with another European. See, that one I've been instead right here with another European guy right here, audience down here, European people. Gods right there, idol gods right there. They worship the idols. They worship. See, brothers, right here, this man right here, this organization, the Vatican, the popes, Nicholas V, and probably before him as well, 1452, made a paper bull to sanction slavery for the Negroes in Africa, brothers and sisters. And also to take possessions, confiscate all the lands that they could colonize, brothers and sisters, on the earth. This is their law, decree, went out, brothers and sisters, and gave title deeds to the land. Just straight up rough the people, took their land at all. Then enforce their laws. Right here, there was King again shaking hand with another European woman right there, European priest in the background. You know that's a problem. It said the Nobel Peace Prize was presented to Martin Luther King Jr. on December 10th, 1964. Queen Louise of Sweden was among the many who congratulated him. Right here, he's shaking hands with a lot of European people, set him up for the trap, and the same ones got him killed, brothers and sisters. Right here. Remember, he was a part of their organization. And remember the words of Yah, brothers and sisters. We was here for punishment. And because our people believe we so integrated now with these people, they don't even want to go home. Got no desires of our ancestors. None. Look at this right here. No spirit. They got the spirit of the enemy, brothers and sisters. See, everyone you know who died, they're supposed to be somebody, always hung around somewhere, always gave interviews with European people. I'm not saying all European people are evil, but all the ones that played them roles are evil. All the ones that did all the killings and playing a plot to do the killings are evil. Yes. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't know no righteous European person at this time, brothers and sisters. I truly don't. Because every organization I went to that were held by Europeans lied to me. Even our own people that look just like us in these churches. Liars. Because they preach the same message of the enemy. Here we got, right here, in Selma, Alabama, 1965, the march on ballot boxes was met with extreme brutality, with full television coverage. People from all over the country, including many clergymen, came to protest and to support. Came to protest and support the demonstration. One of them, Reverend James Reeb, was beaten to death. Right here, we got the police on horses again. See, this they government. See, this they spirit, how they operate. Look like a sister laying on the ground, right there. The police are bum rushing right there, gas masks and all, pushing at our brothers right there and sisters away. See, they give up their life in the pursuit of freedom, what they call happiness, an American dream. out of ignorance, brothers and sisters. Here go King walking with another, some kind of Christian or Lutheran or whatever he may be, preacher of the European nation, right here holding a wreath, right here, not knowing these same people were the ones that are going to kill him, and somebody else be carrying his wreath. See right here, a brother right there with him, one of his partners right there, some of the European people following all around, brothers and sisters. Right here. I got quite a few more pictures to go. I hope I got enough time to show it all, brothers and sisters. This what they went through. See, look at the march. It's a problem here. The flag they carrying right here. Look at the flag. The flag they carrying. United States, because they've been indoctrinized. They want to go along and get along for money. Because we was in need of everything. 100 years after slavery. So our people marching proudly. Look, pushing the flag and all. Integrating, right here, all priests and all brothers and sisters with right here. European priests. Informants. Yes, of the European Union. You got to keep that in mind, brother. They infiltrate at all levels right here. Marching, talking. I'm going to scroll down. With the flags right here in the plenty food. Brothers and sisters, right here, holding hands and wrapping arms together, signed by another European man, maybe a police officer. So right here, let me speed up right here. I want to show you something. He's talking two different figures. See right there? They seeing what's on his mind. You see right there, brothers and sisters? That's how they play us. And our people go along, right here again. Many photos of him and Europeans, hand, right here. Now, you got the Europeans again, right there, look. Brutalizing him right there. Brothers and sisters.